Hey, y'all, welcome to Uncle Pat's Ask Unkle Pat segment. Dixie Dogger says, "Sports out and made me go out on my own." Not really. Joey's right there. Joey's right there. Today we're going to talk about summer patterns and flood patterns. And I got a special guest, Mr. Bobby Fiscus, on here, and he's going to tell us about his doing. And if y'all have any questions, y'all can send them to my PM, and if I can't answer, we'll get you an answer.
Mm-hmm.
We won't do no educated guessing on here because we don't have no education. Y'all been working hard, Joey?
Brother, we literally just got home. And, it's just normal, everyday kind of deal. We need to work longer if we can, because we're one of those, we're a couple of those guys that we try to work as hard as we can for as short a period of time as possible. That way we can jack around for as long a period of time as possible.
Oh, I know.
We try to stack it up.
I just pulled. Yeah. Somebody just called me. I quit a perfectly good job. Came back up here. Worked 100 and some days. And they come in. I was asleep working night. And let us all go.
Mm.
Yeah, I felt like Craig and Day-Day. I'm tired of my time off. But they thought I was going to be unhappy about it, but I stuck all that money back, so I'm good for a long time.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Ain't no doubt.
Hey, Mr. Bobby, you went hunting today? Tell us about your hunting trip today.
Well, we went, man, everything we got around here is flooded from that big rain we had. I guess it was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's got all the hogs pushed up on high ground somewhere. We hunt a lot of national forests here. We live in Sabine County, and we got Sabine National Forest. It's pretty good big blocks of woods. And we got one dirt road down there in the middle of 16,000 acres, and it's about 6 miles of road, and we found one hog track on it. Man, we run everything else in the woods this morning. We didn't take nothing but puppies today. We run some deer, and I wouldn't say we treat a coon, but we strung one out.
Close enough.
Told my boy, went and found one of the dogs with his head stuck in a hole, and he said, he didn't find an armadillo, and I got him back to the truck, and I got to smell him. I said, I smell a skunk. That's probably what was in that hole, but I'm pretty sure it was a fox. Fox kind of smells like a skunk sometimes.
Red fox. Just like a skunk.
So yeah, it wasn't real strong like a skunk. That's why I figured it was a fox.
Now, not to take anything away from them peanut field boys and oat field boys, cornfield boys and all that. That takes a whole nother type of dog. But when you talk to a man that runs national forest, there's 16,000 acres with one road in it that's 6 miles long. Now that's gonna be a man that's got them long range dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can take a goddamn German Shepherd and a Lab and hunt them up a little bit and catch hogs in South Texas. You can catch hogs in them peanut fields and cornfield. We have to piss off people, but I'm just telling you like it is.
Well, Pat, you started out real good with. You started out so good. God.
I know. I can't help it. When you hit these pine thickets, tall as a Georgia pine, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there's one hog dragging 6 miles. That somebody better be a hog dog, you know?
It sounds like it really just sounds like you went hunting with us. That's about the gist of it.
Well, there ain't a dog that we brought today that's over 11 months old.
Mm-hmm.
So, but two of them dogs come off a patch yard. I think we run 5 of them today, and man, they put some miles in today.
I can't get Pat to sell me a dog or nothing. I've been trying for years.
We got between me and my boy, and when you hear me talk, it's always gonna be we, and that's gonna be me and my son.
Mm-hmm.
We pretty much share each other's dogs, you know. But my boy owns that little yellow gyp that he got from Pat, and I got a little spotted one. Well, I say a little one. Mine's twice the size of his, but they litter mate. That little yellow gyp is hard to beat.
I like him yellow dogs.
But yeah, you got to have some casting dogs and something that's going to go out there and find one, you know. But we run two kinds of dogs, really. I got a dog that don't do nothing but run the road, and my philosophy is, you know, you head down a road and you're going somewhere, you know, you go into where you know that there's been hog sign or whatever, and you're gonna go cast your dogs down there. But I can dump that dog at the road whenever I turn in on it and catch 5 hogs between here and where I'm going. You know,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
But he don't cast. He wins only. But he's sure good.
See, it don't hurt to have a box full of diverse. I guess it'd be like a box full of crescent ranks. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's just the way it is. But I see y'all caught a hog the other night, Joey.
Well, we normally don't tell anybody, and I've been posting the same one for about 6 months now, and I think people are kind of catching on to it. So we had to, we had to do something, you know.
Oh yeah.
Now I'll be honest with you, Pat. We try not to put our hands on a whole lot of them anymore. Especially our bigger hogs now. You know, it's the only way that we can manage them legally here. But yeah, we've been catching a few, and we've been running hounds. Like, I mean, a lot of, and honestly, of course, I've got a couple, but some of them boys are running just there's a red bone's been in the mix, a couple of plots, and they all suck. But then there's a couple of walker dogs that really tied up, you know.
I think old partner there we talking to, I think he's got a good plot from Mike down there.
Oh yeah. Well, the ones that we got up here, they just I don't know. They don't hang in there. And I know there's good plots, and I've had some. But like these, like I said, the ones that we're getting here lately are just out of tree stock, and they're really not like Mike stuff, you know.
Yeah, they got a lot of loose skin.
Yeah, they're old big floppy. I don't know. They look like a coon dog, you know. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
But no, I've seen a few. Mr. Bobby, do you know Jason Sowell? By any chance?
I know some Sowells.
His dad's name was Van, I believe.
Where is he from around here?
He hunts over in Sabine River Bottoms is all I know. He lives out there in Texas, in East Texas, and he had some plots, and he had some very, very fast ones. I mean, they were, that would be my style if I was going to have. I didn't know if you were familiar with him.
No, when you say Sabine River Bottom, so I live where
or
on the lake, Toledo Bend Lake. So, oh yeah. No, I don't. I know some Sowells. I know quite a few Sowells, but I don't know that name.
I got you. I didn't know.
I don't know if y'all noticed it, Bob. The damn woods is hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely humid and hot here. I'm sure it's worse down there where y'all are at.
Oh, I don't know if that's worse. Go ahead, David.
I don't know about y'all. It's horrible around here.
Probably the worst year I've seen, honestly. They're pretty dead bad. Pretty damn bad. So what? You talking about them dogs you got there from Pat? Tell us. I'm kind of curious about that. I want to know more about them some of them lubing dogs. What do you got? What you working with?
They out of I don't know. Pat probably have to help me out on what they out of. They they 2 litter mates. No, they got some Walker in them. I think I seen their mama when I was over at his house the other day. She's that leopard, that blue leopard gift you got over there?
Yeah. They off of Conan.
Oh, okay.
That's why they red or yellow, but it's like a July yellow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't a blackmouth yellow.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, that the male I got out of him. He's a blue leopard with tan legs and tan face, and he's twice the size of his sister. He's about 30 pounds and fast as lightning. And my boy, like I said, he's got the yellow one, and we had started him a little bit, and he said, I don't think she's ever gonna grow. And I said, well, she might not, but run her anyway. And he said, man, she's too little. She's too little. And man, the first time we ever got to really run her, man, she stuck out there with them big dogs and went and bayed with them, and she's been on ever since. And matter of fact, I told Pat earlier, today's the first day we've ever had her run anything but a hog. But like I said, we riding down miles of dirt road and can't find a one hog track, and I get just getting bored.
Yeah, there wasn't no hogs there for her to run. That's I've run into that in doing this podcast and stuff. I've talked to people and they'll get all pissed off and been out of shape because their dogs run trash or off game, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, it's like, is your dog really trashing? Because in our scenarios, mine's a lot like yours. We might ride all day long and find one track or a couple of tracks, period. And it's going to be on 30,000 acres. And we don't know where that rascal's at, and it ain't fresh. And so if them dogs do jump something else, I mean, hell, I ain't mad at them. But now if there's fresh hog tracks all over the place and there's hogs running across the road and they're running something else, yeah, then we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I say we're going to have a problem. The problem is I got to figure out how to get out of there with all that stuff that we're going to catch. That's my only problem. I don't really discriminate a whole lot, but I think there's a lot of guys they get out of hand on it because they think their dog is really running trash. No, that dog is just running. He don't know it's trash. He's just running.
That's right, especially with these puppies. I mean, I don't care what they run. I as long as they hunting,
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to get to a certain point where I'm going to clean them up. But right now, especially with, I don't get to hunt. I get to hunt a lot more than I used to, but I don't get to hunt a whole lot with work and all that. So if I'm taking dogs 2 or 3 times a week and they getting out from under my feet and they ain't none of them a year old yet, I don't care what they're running right now, and
Mm-hmm.
just as long as they're running.
That's right.
Now that's a profound statement he said. What did he say? He said, I'm gonna get to it one day, but I ain't gonna get to it today. I'm gonna let them run.
That's right.
If people would do that, they would have better dogs.
I told my son the other day, and I don't know if this makes any sense to y'all, but I think the hogs that you don't catch makes the dogs better.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to get a little aggravated sometimes if a bulldog misses or something like that. But I mean, imagine how much more work that dog's getting when they have to retrail him up or stay with him until they stop him again or whatever. I've caught plenty of hogs in my life. I'm more about watching them dogs and making them dogs work now.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right.
Well, any champion will tell you that they're made by their failures. You ain't made by your successes. Your successes just make you proud. Your failures make you back up and learn and do something different. Change. That dog ain't no different.
That's right.
He wants to catch that dog too. That's somebody that's going to start thinking a little bit different. gonna be thinking, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna put the brakes on.
That's right. They learn something every time. That's what I was just telling you the other day about that yellow dog. That I got a dog over here, a Pat's right now, that I'm trying to breed that dog I was talking about that runs the roads. I mean, I've caught so many hogs with that dog, and he don't hunt the way that I want him to hunt. He don't. I mean, but I love him. I mean, he produces so many hogs for me, but he's 3 years old and covered in scars, but you won't find him cut today. He's learned something from every one of them, and every time they learn. Like I said, you learn more from the hogs you don't catch than the ones you do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Hey, just because he ain't catching them, that's what people don't understand. They won't get out of the dog's way. They get something in their mind, and when it ain't what they had in mind, it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't. If I go to a beer joint chasing women, I may be looking for something tall and thin. But if a little chunky butt comes by looking good with a joke book in her pocket, I will go ugly early. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't what I had in mind, but I still got caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes,
It really is. I like you said, I think people get in the way, and I've been guilty of it plenty of times. And you just let them be a dog, let them do their thing.
Yes, sir. The worst thing a dog in the whole dog industry is preconceived notion.
Yeah. Yep.
When you get, I didn't know I was coon hunting the other night till the second tree.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We get wrapped up in what we want. Man,
yeah, go ahead.
No, it's 100%. Just exactly what you said. That there's a guy that we hunt with, or he hunts with us, whatever, we hunt together sometimes. A young guy named Pineapple, and he's got this little old walker dog, little tree and walker jip. And man, I carried him to one of my spots, and them hogs they're gonna run all day. You got to have something with some bottom. Well, she got over in one spot, and he said, well, I think she done give out. It done got on up in the day, and it was getting hot, of course, and all that good jive. And man, we went over there, and he drives in too close, breaks the hog. She had 2 boar hogs bayed, and they run across the road. And he was like, man, she ain't never ran that long, and that, and stayed gone that long. I told him, I said, well, she might be bayed over there. He said, no, she done got tired. Well, in his mind, because other times it's happened with other dogs, that preconceived notion, well, he drove in and broke 2 good boar hogs.
Yeah.
And if he had just, if he'd have let the dog be a dog, and if he'd have just said, hey, I'm going to trust this dog, he would have come out a whole lot better shape. But he learned something there. His dog learned something there. So the hog he didn't catch, he actually learned a lot more on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted Mr. David on here. He's pretty sharp.
Mm-hmm. I'm fixing to have to do something with this thing. I'm trying to try. Do y'all hear some kind of little sound? It's a notification on my phone, I think. Okay, it sounds like it's just.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can't half-ass here, no how.
I can't either. Well, we got an air conditioner. It kicks on and off, and sometimes it gets a little loud or whatever. But when Nathan runs it through the thing, it cleans it all up. But no, them boys they're on Snapchat, and they got hog pictures coming in, and they're all doing their pig porn or something. I don't know what they're doing. They're getting all fired up, ready to go this weekend. Act like we ain't never caught a pig.
I know it. I got me a new light.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind it is.
Was it $200, $300, or $400?
$400.
Yeah, there you go.
To kill a 4-cent coon.
Mm-hmm.
makes no goddamn sense.
No, it don't.
So Cassie wanted to go hunting. I was like, well, come on, let's go. And boy, I got my new light on and everything, you know. And we get down there, and the second tree, I said, boy, I got some good food dogs on it. But it's that summer pattern. There ain't no acorns on the ground. You know, I live in a bottom. Ain't no pine trees. And most of it's flooded. Like our guest said right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bobby, they ain't in them bottoms right now. They up in them hills.
Yeah, that. Now, where you live at, Pat, it's more flat, ain't it?
It's hills.
You do have hills there?
Flooded.
Okay.
It ain't no in between. It's not the same thing where Bobby lives over there.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bobby.
Yeah, we don't live about 30 minutes from each other.
Okay, I was thinking that's what I was going to ask. How close was you to Pat? So you've been knowing Pat a long time, huh?
No, not really. Well,
that's good.
I don't know. Since we got them puppies from him.
Shit.
Probably about a year.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Once you get to know him, you have a different opinion. Oh man, how'd you get into all the hunting stuff? How'd you get into running hogs? How long you been doing it?
Well, all in all, I've done it since late teens, early 20s, and I had my own dogs. I've always run squirrel dogs or tree dogs when I was a kid, and then just kind of migrated over into the hog dogs and hunted with some buddies of mine when I was younger, and then, of course, like everybody else, just started acquiring my own dogs and built me a pretty good pack and bred that pack. And I worked on the road. I worked in refineries for 21 years of my life, and at first when you go work a job and get laid off and go back to work when you want to go back to work. And I did that for a pretty good while. So I was able to maintain my dogs, and keep them in the woods enough to hunt. But then the last 5 or 6 years of my career, I signed a contract with them and went on salary. And that means you go when and where they say go, whenever. And so I stayed gone way too much. And I let the dogs that I had go. And my son, he was coming up of age to get his own dogs. And when I felt he was responsible enough to keep them, I didn't have any at this time, and I let him start getting some, and he built him up a pretty good pack. And so then I got the fever again. So now I'm back here building me up a pack again. So now it's me and him together now. We breed back and forth and hunt with each other every time we go.
I got you.
And so that's how I started and where I am now. I don't have the dogs currently that I had, when I left for 5-6 years and was gone for, that 1 year, I think I was home 11 days out of the year.
Oh Lord.
And I worked all over the country, Canada to Washington State. All over.
Wow.
So I didn't have any of my own then, but I'm rebuilding now.
What kind of dogs do you have before? What breeds?
Mainly I always liked flock cur crosses.
Okay.
That's really what I had. I had a straight plot that was a really good dog, but way too long range for me. And I bred off of him, and I had a little mountain cur gyp, but my other ones was flock cur crosses, and that was my main dogs. Theirs was them, but that's where my heart lies still today is with that flock cur cross. I ain't saying there ain't nothing better for sure.
No, I've seen quite a few of them that's good as dogs I've ever seen. They were flock cur crosses. There's one right now a young guy's got that hunts with us. He's dating my niece, and that damn little dog there, she is really young, and she is really, really good. I mean,
Yeah, best
she's a good
best
stock.
two summits I ever owned was Flock Crossing.
Well, this dog is actually out of some stuff down y'all's way, I believe. I'm trying to think of that guy's name. Well, Dustin, ain't that his name? The guy with the he's handicapped, Pat.
Dustin, yeah.
Yeah, Dustin. And then another guy named Shy. They call him Shy.
Yeah. Yeah, Taipei, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this out of their stuff. This boy moved up here.
Ask Dustin where it come from.
Oh, I told the boy when I seen the dog, hey, that's that picture of that little old Jip I sent you that stand on the toolbox a few weeks ago. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I showed her a pig right here at the house, and he put her on a couple of easy ones at a spot, and then they really wasn't casting. I said, well, bring her with me. I put her with white boy Rick and Keisha, and she didn't need no help. Hell, once she got out there a little bit, she broke off, and man, she run and run and run. It was a little tough on her at first, but all these hills and mountains and trying to adjust from. But after about 2 hunts, she's a mountain dog now.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Dustin and Sly ain't no joke, son. You go down there, you better have some shit in the box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm telling you, this little Jip, like I said, she's young, but you better. It's just like you said. If this reflects what they've got, yeah, they got it.
I had a little old Jip. He looked just like her, and she was half cur dog, half G-line, but look, he didn't show no damn cur dog in it. So, and that hog crossed the road, but and that Jip crossed, and then the guy pulled up there was running 2 blocks. I can't think of his name. Dustin can tell you his name. He got out, he said, I'm running a hog from this place. And Flock's been across the road on it right there. I said, I tell you what, that hog's about 1.4 in Youngstown already. I said, them Flocks would never breathe in it. And he popped out something. We caught that hog and them Flocks come in and made that stomach on the ground 11 minutes later.
Damn.
That's something. And Dustin pulled out a checkbook, kept writing zeros on it till I pissed it up. I didn't really want to get rid of it.
Lord of mercy.
And he calls her Pat. Yeah. but she wasn't finished. Him and Sly and them, they took it to another level since then. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
it ain't just me. They took that and added it to what they had and made it better. Just like my sister Bobby's trying to do right there. He's adding to it, trying to make it better.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was another question I was going to ask y'all is, what are you adding or what are you taking away when you're doing these breedings with the plotting curs or whether it's a July and a cur or whatever, the hound cur crosses, because there's a lot of young guys right now that are new to the hunting and they're wanting to get these type dogs, but they don't understand why that dog works or why that F1 cross is so special.
Well, man, it's just first things first. It's got to come out of dogs that run the text, not run the bush. So once you understand that, it's pretty damn easy from then on.
Mm-hmm. What
do you think, Bobby?
That's right. I mean, and it all goes to the line of dog too. I mean, you're talking about a plot cur cross, but you're not necessarily talking about this line plot and this line cur. I mean,
yeah,
you follow the lines that works the way you want it to. I mean, I've had good luck out of them Bayou Cajun plot. I'm trying to make it better with breeding them into the curs. That's been my objective from the start. I try the dogs the dogs work the way that the dog is supposed to work, or to my liking, you know, but it's not exactly what I want, you know. So to breed to cross them into the curs to try to get towards what I want, you know, and working them together is, you know, when I first got them dogs from Mr. Mike, or when me and my boy first got them, they could start a track. My cur dogs couldn't start, but my cur dogs would heat it up for them, and my cur dogs would take it from them, and they'd be at the bay. They'd just be there a little later. And so if you can if you've got a set of cur dogs that run and bay the way that you want them to, and you got and them plots, don't get me wrong, they run to catch, that's for sure. It takes them a little bit longer to get there than them cur dogs, and I'm trying to add to the both, take the best of both worlds there.
So the speed, would you say it's the speed that they run physically, or the speed that they're moving the track?
I think it's me, because I watched when I first had that first puppy from her. I watched her run a deer. He pushed that deer across the road 2 or 3 times, and right by a fella in a deer stand, and he was either cussing me or clapping when they come by there, because but he was a damn nice buck too, and I didn't have no gun with me, but there was a fella in there deer hunting, and I watched her run right by where I knew he was at. But anyway, she was running with her head up. She wasn't sucking leaves off the ground. But I think it's just, now I will say he was young. He was probably not even a year old. But I mean, you could tell he was drifting that track, because where the deer crossed the road, and I watched him do it, where he come across the road, you know, she was 50 yards back the other side of his track. But I think it's just that she didn't have the physical speed.
Okay.
Not because of the way she was running the track.
Yeah.
I mean, she was running the track like I like them to run it.
Yeah, you said another profound statement. Drifting the track. That's one thing tracking on deer will teach them to do, especially a good brushing buck. That's why people say, you can't tell that dog's running the buck. Hell, I can't. He's talking twice as much, but he's telling twice as good, goddamn it. I mean, and a boar hog, you know, everybody can't run a boar hog, but anything ought to be able to run a boar hog. That makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree on that. And the reason I ask these things is there's a friend of mine, and he's a plot guy, and he's made a little fuss on Facebook about some stuff, and that's what he's talking about, the speed. You know, and so he's like, man, he said, really got to do something, you know. And I get it, because he hunts, and you probably understand it and appreciate it a lot more, Mr. Bobby, because some people are kind of spoiled to have a place where they got good road systems. They can just run over here and cut this block off and pack to them or whatever. And then you got places like we got, where there ain't but 1 or 2 boar hogs on the whole damn property, and there ain't but one road to get in. There ain't no riding around roads. And we just got to run him till he stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so thick in places where the dog is only running 4 or 5 miles an hour at the most. So that hog is just staying ahead of him trotting. They can't blow his lungs out. You know, now if he ever makes a mistake and he gets in the open, we got him. Like, I mean, that's how it works for us. If he comes across a field or he gets in some open woods, his ass is done. But if he stays in that thick stuff, he'll give us a fit. And a lot of these guys, I
find it to be almost the opposite.
Really? See it here. If he gets in the thick stuff, and a lot of it is like when I say thick stuff, I had to kind of revert that, because it's not like a regular just cut over, because we're in the mountains. Like they might have a whole hillside cut, and then they take all their trash, basically the slash pile, and they throw it in a ravine. And that hog, he'll hit it and literally go up under all the trees and the brush, and the dogs are trying to fight and go over it. And they get handed, they just get outran. And it goes on for hours. It's the same thing in Georgia where Raul lives at. And you get on some of them property. And me and him were talking a while back, and he said, well, I've just never had hogs run like that. Well, now he's got a place, and that's how they do. He was like, man, I ain't never seen where you run 30 miles. I was like, yeah, that's pretty common here. I was like,
oh, yeah.
if we can't, like, the one of my main dogs out there, if he can't run 50 miles in the heat, then he just ain't gonna make it here, and he's got to be pushing as hard as he can. And that doesn't mean he's running 30 miles an hour the whole time, but he's going as fast as he can wherever he's at. But I think a lot of people just get, like you said, some of these guys have places they ride around. There's hogs standing right on the side of the road. That, to me, that, ain't near as hard as if you only got one track on the whole place.
Yeah, I ain't hating on nobody like that.
No, not a bit. I wish I had it.
Yeah, shit, yeah. But, I mean, if you're going to make a dog, you got to go where it ain't no hogs and catch a hog.
Mm-hmm.
But the places you talking about, give me that 30-pound female.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right.
Well,
every time in these woods, give me that 30-pound female.
Well, that little sweetie dog I was talking about, she weighs about 35 pounds. And
come on now.
She is showboating. I'm telling you, like old Rick, he can get it going. He'll go out there, he can strike it like a damn cold bloodhound. But old sweetie, she'll just go right between his legs and get in there like a rabbit. It's over. Yeah. And so you already know what I'm thinking.
Oh,
you already know where I'm going. But at the same time, it's I do like the challenge of it, and but like where we're at, it's hard for us to even get one started, like puppies, because we're not allowed to have a live hog here. So
right,
in that kind of environment, there they ain't got no choice but to cast, because if they won't get out from under your feet, they ain't gonna find nothing. Because we ain't got nothing we can give them. They just gotta go figure it out. So, that's another obstacle there. So I think in those type areas, like you were saying, hard hogs make good dogs.
That's right.
So how do y'all start y'all's puppies, Mr. Bob? Y'all's young dogs you talking about?
We try to stay with them dogs that start themselves, to tell you the truth. But
there you go. I agree.
We like them some bitches that don't take ether.
I was thinking to say, you ain't got to get out there and wind that tail up, do you? You get behind them, hold that collar and twist that tail and get them some bitches pointed in the right direction.
No.
You made old Bobby grunt. He said, I try to stay with that kid that
That's what somebody. Yeah, that's what somebody said. Well, how do y'all start them puppies? I said, well, usually we just crank them up. That's how we start them. We just crank them up and get out of the way, boys. Oh.
I mean, we
no, go ahead.
Give them an idea what.
Oh.
We give them an idea of what we want out of them, but we don't do very much of that. Putting them in a pen and we let them see what's out there, and we basically just take them with older dogs that are already doing it, and but we don't keep them with them. Try not to keep them with them very long. That little yellow dog, you're gonna hear me talk about him a lot. And even though I don't like him, I love him.
Mm-hmm.
He for the first. Now, I mean, I knew the dog had a lot of potential from the time he was 6-7 months old. I mean, he run and bait, found it by himself, and run that hog for hours. Stopped him once with another older cur dog, and the bulldog missed. We had a little bitty bulldog. She didn't miss, actually. He got flung off, and they stopped him again and bait him, and we sent another bulldog to him and ended up catching him. He was about a 310-pound bar hog, and that was when that puppy was 7 months old. My son's got a flock cur cross named Trixie that he's always run behind, and he'll run with her step for step, but he don't cast on his own, and he still won't. Like I said, he runs, he wins off the road. That's all he does. But he wouldn't do that until Trixie got cut down. Trixie got cut down this year and has been gone most of this year. And since she's been gone this year, he's really, he got out from behind her, and he's making hogs nearly every time you take him.
Ain't that funny how a dog will play second fiddle, and you wondering why he just never developed. So got 3 years old, and he just kind of me too. And something happens one day, and you can't take that lead dog, and that son bitch goes out and ends up within 3 hunts being better than the lead dog.
Yep.
Now, why is that?
I'm telling, man, that's one of them deals there. Old Rodney Bill, his old Sally dog has always been the number one dog. Well, Sally got cut down. I lost 2 of my main dogs all in the same night. So we had one of my dogs that was like a third or fourth line. And then Rodney had Midnight and a couple of puppies. Well, I told him, I said, well, we're going to turn her loose. He said, well, she ain't going to go. And she didn't want to at first. But we put her in the hogs. She found her boar hog. She baited, done a good job. And after that, I don't know that I've ever hunted with a dog that was much better, because she made a hog every time we turned her loose. Didn't matter how far.
Yeah.
She just laid back. And then when it was her time to shine, my God, she shined.
That's why I always say, hunt these dogs by themselves as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Or just with one other, switch them up. Because hey, look now, I'll lay up on a stone bitch in the head.
Mm-hmm.
If I gotta go get her, like 4 o'clock at the rodeo, when the good young boys go together and get, I'll let that stone bitch get it till he can't go. Okay, sit over and drink him the phone. I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That damn old dog the same way. Since I got a hot track, then I go off on my own. I get solo.
So you was talking about running one dog or hunting a dog by itself. I've got where I try to hunt one dog, no more than two dogs at any time of mine. And I don't know, like you said, it really changed up. I really could see which dogs are doing what. That's the
only way you're going to know what you got.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Mr. Bobby? You hunt 1 or 2 dogs? You hunt a big pack, or?
No, we try to stay with no more than 3 dogs on the ground at a time.
I got you.
And like with these, you got an older dog that's doing it real good, and you've got an up and comer coming behind him, and you can kind of watch him and see when they're wanting to get out from behind that other dog. And this is all things that I've just learned in the past. See, I've been home off the road now for 7 years, and for the past close to 4 years now is when I've gotten back into it. And I've learned more in these past 4 years just by being able to be with them dogs all the time. And you just kind of watch the ones that are coming up behind them, and when they're ready to pull that other dog out of their way. And then whenever I do that, I try to get another one up behind that one. Even if it's early, even if that dog ain't finding his own or ain't running a track just like I like, I you just got to keep staggering them in there.
Yes, right.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Them dogs will talk to you. If you can't sit back and read your dogs like what Bobby's talking about, y'all really think about it and watch the dogs and we bullshit with them idiots running around that already know everything, because that hound will train you just like you training them hounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I still learn. These stupid son of bitches I got running loose here had cows and bulls, shit, but I still learn from them every day. They always pulling some kind of bullshit around here, you know. Hey, if you can't learn from the special ed bud, you in a bind, son.
Lord have mercy. No, that's you know, I feel like a lot of the stuff gets misconstrued now that we got the social media stuff is so big, and I'm on there all the time too, but it's I think a lot of them guys get caught up in, you know, just worried about taking a picture instead of worried about what the dog's doing.
Yeah.
And they culling some good dogs, and a lot of them are messing up good dogs. You got to just let them do their thing. I mean, I can't say it enough.
Did y'all see that post? I don't remember who posted it the other day. Somebody posted, I think they was a coon hunter, but they posed the question about the $1,500 puppy or the $50 puppy, which one's better?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but I got on there and commented on it. Just my opinion of it is, you know, don't get me wrong, I've paid money for dogs and turned out to be good dogs, and I've had dogs given to me for free that's turned out to be good dogs, and it's a mixed bag of both. But I will say, them free dogs, it seems like they end up being your better dogs because the mentality that you have is, well, he was free. Damn. If he makes it, okay. If he don't, no skin off my back. So you go and pay $500 for a puppy, and you're expecting a miracle because you want a return on your investment, and you put all your effort into that dog, and that other dog is over there just being a dog,
mm-hmm.
because you're not worried about him. And a lot of times I think that you can put too much effort. That's why it goes back to where I say, and try to stick with them dogs that start themselves. You're putting too much effort into it, and you're taking something away from that dog.
Oh, you in his way. Yeah. Partner. Ain't no doubt about it.
I mean, that yellow dog that I talk so highly of, I can tell you, he's not going to hunt any other way than the way he hunts, but he's the best version of himself. And that's all I can ask for. I mean,
that's right.
The ones that you're trying to correct and direct and all of that, you know, I think you're taking something away from them.
Yeah, I agree. I've paid same thing like you said. I've paid a lot of money for pups, and I've had a bunch of free ones. And I mean, I've got my own thing that I think some of us come into a point in life where we're like, okay, well, we kind of want to make what we want. And therefore, you know, it might involve a very expensive breed and a line of dogs. And we might be crossing it to that $50 puppy, you know, but it's also
exactly
whose hands is it in? You can, I think, look at the other side of it too there, Mr. Bobby, too, because you can take a $1,500 puppy and put it in the hands of a true dog man and a true handler and a true hunter and make a dog. And you can do the same thing with a $50 puppy, or you put it in the hands of a dumbass, and it don't matter how much it costs, it just ain't going to do it. Or they're going to hold it back, or they're going to get in its way, or they're going to train that dog to hunt.
You know, the more you pay for a dog, the more you're going to worry about it.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You give $2,000 for a catch dog.
Hey, my God, look at here.
Yeah.
What's the first thing the Bible tells you not to do? Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
You're going straight against the word of God, man, when you're worried about a shit-eating dog, man.
Yeah.
He's liable to do anything.
That's a good one, Pat.
I mean, didn't God give us dominion over everything that creepeth on the earth?
Yes, sir.
Well, by God, He gave us dominion over a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. He's gonna do better. Hey, if you're sitting on a horse's back not no plug. I'm talking about a storing up performance horse. And you start worrying about something, you tense up, you'll feel that damn horse. He'll hop up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He'll feel it, and he won't do it to it. That dog takes it right down the leash, partner. And don't worry about them. Cast them.
Turn them loose.
Turn them loose. If you're that worried about him, put him in the bed with you like I got Daisy up here.
Yeah, I've quit worrying about mine. It don't matter what I paid for him or not, because if he ain't smart enough to stay alive, then do I really want to pass that on? You know, I mean,
Hallelujah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, none of them are immune. Don't get me wrong. None of them are immune. That bad things can happen to all of them. They can be in a spot they can't get out of. You know, but you can turn the dog loose with confidence, just like I told y'all earlier. That yellow dog of mine's scarred all over him, but now I'm not worried about him a bit. I mean, I'm not in a rush to get in there to him, because I know he's learned, and I know he's gonna do everything he can to not get in a bind.
That's right. I'm the same way. Mama can't have another Pat. She's been dead 9 years. I got to take care of this one. He's gonna take care of himself, and that's what you want to breed for. Why would you want to breed for a bunch of some bitches that's too stupid that's gonna get killed redundantly over and over and over?
Yeah,
people don't think.
I've done been through that, and I've had some of them mess with all them little York Terriers and them Jags and Patterdales and all that stuff. Some of them had, like, they were just stupid. I mean, just stupid as hell. They were running there wide open. They love the violence. And that's okay.
They the spawn of the devil.
Yes, and that's okay. And I'll be honest with you, like, if they were talking about them pine thickets, they wasn't nothing getting away from them. Like, I mean, they was going to have it eat, you know, but at the same time, hell, I had to have 40 of them because I was burying 1 or 2 every damn week.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and I've had people, you know, of course, they want to tell us, you know, well, I can bring my dog up there and I'll show you how to catch him. Well, come on, show me. Shit, I need somebody to.
Yeah.
You know, but
I'm all about an education, you know.
Lord, yes. And I know there's guys out there got good ones, but sir.
Oh, I said all of it speaks to the intelligence of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in all aspects. You know, how many times you see hogs bump the road and the dogs hang up right there at the road and can't figure out where he went. I mean, it takes an intelligent dog to not put himself in a bind. It takes an intelligent dog to try to work around and find where that track went. It's all about whether the dog's got a brain or not, or he's just out there running through the woods like a heathen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, I've seen a lot of them get lost right there, like you're talking about. We had one come out the other night. He hit the edge of the road, went right down the edge of the road, went across, then shot right back across and come back down there. He literally doubled back, you know. And boy, them poor old dogs, they give him a fit for about 5 minutes. One of them went across the road, went about 40 yards, come back, and that was over then. He said, shit, he didn't go that way. He got it straightened out and went on about his business. That's what I want to have. That's what I want right there.
Hey, what about that dude? Yeah, what about that dude that posted that drone, that thermal video of that hog, and he had 4 dogs right on his ass, and he went in that little old clump of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And them dogs, they thought they was going to front him, you know, and get ahead. And that somebody turned around, went right back out the backside, and left them dogs standing there with a what the fuck look on their face.
Yep.
Yeah.
They sure did. And, you know, imagine how many times that's happened before all these drones come out, you know.
Hey, yeah. But I'm going to say, we've been messing with these fly people. I'm going to throw them a bone. That ain't going to happen to a good fly hound. He's going to bust his ass when he tries out.
Mm-hmm.
That fly hound's going to know to whip back and get it. I think that was probably some sight dogs or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they'd have been sight dogs in the damn dark. I don't know. I never did it. I did it on cows, but never on dogs.
I had never done it just, blatantly. I've had some lurchers and sight hound crosses and stuff like that. And I've had some full-blooded ones, and I just used them as running catch dogs, But, like if I had one that didn't want to stop and he kept breaking or something, I just dump him out there to him, let him run him down. But I never did go like look at the fields or scan fields and try to catch one in the open, because we don't really have agriculture right here where we live at. But I'd like to do that.
Old Will Booth's about the best at that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had an old dog one time named Tech. That was pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
And that's catching home. But that ain't the way I want to catch it. I want him to cast and go work a track and bay him up in his bed or run him and bay him or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And Will like that too. I mean, he likes it all, like I do. I really ain't going to catch no hog. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's a lot of work on the old man. My damn diabetes is rearing up.
Yeah, it gets rough on you. That's for sure.
It does.
So how many hogs y'all think y'all catch a year, Mr. Bobby? Y'all try to catch a whole bunch, or y'all manage them, or how do y'all do them?
Yeah, we do. We try to, basically what we do is right after deer season, which we don't run them very much during deer season. I mean, right there at the end, our deer season kind of, for the most part, for everybody involved, is pretty much over at the end of rifle season. We don't really count muzzleloader, even though I told you I run one by that man the other day. But usually when we start hunting right after deer season, and we'll kill, 4 or 5. I myself have a pretty large family. I got 5 kids and grandkids, and so we fill our freezer with fat sows and bars that we catch right off the bat, and then everything else after that we don't it goes back. We bar anything that, old big boar that ain't never gonna be no good for nothing. We might kill that, but especially if it's wrecked some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But so pretty much we bar and we don't hurt the population too bad. But I myself, I'm about the same way. I don't really care anymore if I catch a hog or not. My son, he's still young, and I don't blame him. We was all the same way. Want to catch as many of them as we could right off the bat, But I think, this year, I don't know how many we've caught. I really lost count. It ain't in the hundreds, but it's over 50, I'm sure.
They bigger hogs.
But we don't like.
You know what? Let me rephrase that. 150 pounds and up is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not a bunch of pigs.
And we don't even count pigs.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Well, hey, listen, there's some of them out there that, by God, that was one fella. He actually cut the sows open and counted the pigs that was in them.
Yeah,
he was counting them embryos.
Yeah, now if I'm getting paid by the head, yeah, I can't sign me up. I do it too, but
yeah, if I can tie it, then that counts. But if I got to kick it out of the way when I can't get done, then no.
Yeah, I got you.
I think Bob. Go ahead, Bobby. I was telling you make the fine sausage.
Thank you.
Oh, now we're talking. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
Let's get.
You got a smokehouse down there or what?
Yes, sir. I got one. I actually, when I first got off the road, that was what I did. I opened my own business, processing deer, and it did really well, but I didn't. I couldn't find the help that I needed, which I'm kind of particular. I had my kids helping me when they could, but they had school and other jobs and all that, and that turned into more work than I believe I've ever done. I would go to stay there at that shop, taking in deer, and I would work until I just would go to sleep, and I would sleep at that shop, and I would wake up to people beating on my door to try to bring me some more deer. And that's something that you don't have as much of leisure. That stuff don't keep forever. And so I worked nonstop during deer season, and you got MLD leases here in Texas that they hunt to the end of February, and by the time you get through all your deer, and I did hogs too. A lot of the places, so if you're just a wild game processing place, you can do with the wild hogs, but if you sell meat there, you can't do wild hogs here because of disease or whatever, So when deer season was over, then here come the hogs, and it was just constant. So I learned how to, which I learned. I didn't learn how to do it. I just kind of perfected my method during that time. But I've always made my own sausage and all that. But I've still got a lot of that stuff from when I was doing that. And so I just do it for myself and my family now.
I got you. Yeah, we do
I know this.
like ourselves too.
I put some of that. Cassie put some of that sausage in some pinto beans, and they wouldn't hardly nothing left around here. I might have to take out insurance on the kids. They got to eat burgers at all.
I bet that is good.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out there and get me some of that one of these days. I'm a damn connoisseur of that now. I'm fat and I like to eat. Ain't no doubt. Nathan makes a damn good sausage when me and him I'll say me and him, when I used to do all of it, and he got a little older, so I was like, here, you do it, Shit, after about the second or third season, I just stepped back. I said, shit, he don't need my help. Kind of like you said, like him dogs, I just get out of his way. And let me tell you something. I get to eat all the sausage I want, and it's very good. All I had to do was get out the way.
Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of disappointed in Nathan.
What's that?
I hear some girls be crushing on him, and he ducking and dodging.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
What you running from, boy?
He just went outside a while ago, Pat. He ain't even in here now.
Oh, he ain't hearing me?
No, he'll hear you when he goes to edit this. It'll be funny then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He, I was on there the other night. She popped up there, and we talked for a little while,
Yeah.
And that's what I told my wife. My wife said, well, she needs to come up here and go hunting, don't she? I said, yeah.
Oh.
I told Nate the other day, I said, Nate, you better tighten up. I said, Uncle said you better get on it. He's gonna slide in there.
Oh, yeah. Bobby was talking about that yellow dog being cut when he was young. Hell, I was straight kid till I was 62 the damn self. Yeah. I got a few marks myself. I know all about that picking it up.
Mm-hmm. So what you got planned now, Mr. Bobby? What as far as on the dogs and stuff, what kind of breedings you got going, or anything like that? What do you got lined up, or what do you got in mind? And how is it working with your son? How's this stuff work with your son as far as the hunting wise? Y'all get along pretty good? Y'all argue a lot? Because me and my son, we can't. It's a mess. But he's my best friend. He's my hunting buddy.
Yeah, we get along real well.
That's good.
He's been hunting with me. So like I mentioned, I got 5 kids, and all of them have been hunting with me, of course. But he took to it, out of all of them, to where, I'm a deer hunter. I've always been a deer hunter, and don't get me wrong, I love to hog hunt. But there, when when the summer starts getting hot, and he'll start hearing me say, "Boy, I'm ready for deer season. I'm ready for deer season." And all he says, "I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for deer season to be over so I can run them dogs." And I, but we get along good, and we trade dogs back and forth with each other. We hunt each other's dogs. It goes real good with us. We're constantly every day on the phone. So, he's 19 now, and he just recently got his own place, and we went down there and got his kennels built and set up, and like I said, we're going to breed back and forth with each other. And you talked about earlier that some of these dogs that you're going to get, you're going to have to pay for to add into that free dog or whatever. And that's what I'm really trying to do. And really what I'm trying to do more than anything nowadays is be able to make something and carry something out that he'll have when I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're doing it together, and I'll find something I like, and he'll be like, "Well, I got to have me one of them too." And right now we've got some dogs. We've got 3 of them actually that are July plot crosses, and that was part of them dogs that we brought today too. And I'm really looking forward to breeding them into some real good blackmouth curs we got.
Mm-hmm.
That's the direction that I'm going to go. Which I say I'm going to go all directions. Whatever works is where I'm going to go. But I have a certain, ideally for me, the dogs that I had prior to me getting out before I got back in, my ideal dog is going to be a dog that's going to cast out and hunt. And I'm talking about hunt. I'm talking about make a circle up to about 800 yards. And if they ain't hit on nothing by then, it's fine with me. They come back and we go drop somewhere else.
I got you.
Of course, in 800 yards around here, more than likely, they're going to hit something if they work their salt. And then I don't care how far they carry it out,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, and especially now, I've got some health problems now, and I just ain't good for all day like I used to be. But I'm not going to take anything away from the dogs because of that, though. I mean, if between me and my son, if I can't go no more, he'll pick up the slack and go on. I'm not going to take nothing away from a dog.
Yeah. Now I fully understand that. I've got a few of them. If you put them down, you're not gonna see them at all until you go get them. And I used to hated dogs like that. But at the same time, like you said, I'm not gonna take, if that dog's out there doing what it's supposed to do, I'm not gonna get in his way. There's times like if they get bayed, they might be a mile away from us. I'm gonna get in there as close as I can. I'll call them out. We'll go run another one. And it's took a little time to get that part down, but we've got some of them that now we can do that with. That's made it pretty nice, to be honest with you, because there's some of them I can't call out, and you just got to go in there and like Pat said, it's a lot of work. But
but you can take that dog. You can take that dog that you can't call out or that's going to run all day long and breed that down a little
Mm-hmm.
bit to get more to your liking. And that's ultimately where I'm trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he likes one that's going to, that when you turn him loose, it might be in the next county, but you're going to find him bayed. And to me, I don't find a need for that where we live, because if you can't find a track in 800 to 1,000 yards, then you're not looking. I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen every single time, and that's why I expect or want for them to come back and we go try somewhere else. Because 9 times out of 10, if a dog ranges out 800 to 1,000 yards hunting, he's going to come across something.
Mm-hmm.
Here where we live anyway. I mean, we've got the problem with where we live. We live on, like I said, Toledo Bend Lake, and we've got a lot of people that are moving up here because of the lake. They're fishermen, bass fishermen, and they own 5 acres and think they own 500. And so the places that we can hunt You know, these people, a lot of the people that come up here, they're not educated on dog hunting, never been around it, don't want your dogs on their place. And that's fine. I mean, what's yours is yours, and I respect that. But in that, we end up with a lot of places that, you know, get shortened up for us because people want to go out and raise hell.
Mm-hmm.
But we are blessed to have a lot of this national forest around here. And then we just picked up, we're on 3 different leases. 2 of them ain't real big, but one of them is with the lease land that we've got and the permission that we've got with the land around it. We end up somewhere close to 11,000 acres probably to hunt.
I got you.
That we don't have to worry about anything there. And then these blocks of national forest that we got, you know, you can pretty much run in there all day long and not ever get off on anything you ain't supposed to be on.
I wish we could run some public land here in a way, but at the same time, you know, we don't have a lot of hog in the immediate area that I live in. Now, if we go down south a little bit, there it's all on the management areas down there, but we can't hunt them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
No, it don't. And all they do is complain about, man, we need to get rid of these hogs. Well, hell, let us kill them. Not that we're going to do that, but, you know, let's get a hold to them.
Make them think we're going to do right there.
Yeah. I'm going to show a bunch of pictures of a pile of 30-pounders.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So.
Let me ask both of y'all a question here, and it might be a dumb question, but it's something that it's baffled me, and y'all might have run into it before. But talking about that yellow dog again, he and talking about places you ain't supposed to be. I can turn that dog loose on a road and say it, you know, as a crow flies through the woods to another road might be 3 miles over there, and he'll get off on something and he'll be running it. And I see him headed towards that road that's 3 miles over there. And so naturally we all do the same thing. We're going to go around and get ahead of him, see what he's running. And so he'll hang up and get bayed somewhere between here and there or something. And he's tone broke. And he'll be somewhere that I can't get in or can't find somebody to let me in, or, you know, and, I'll drive around to that other road, and I might be closer to him there, but I'm still not close to him. I'm within a mile from him maybe. And I'll start toning him after I've let him bay for a while and realize that I ain't going to be able to get in there to him. And I'll start toning him, and the expectation would be, you know, with a tone broke dog, was he runs his own track back to where I let him out. That dog, when I hit that tone button, will pop out in the road right in front of my truck. And how does he know I'm there?
Hell if I know, but they know where you at all
Yep,
times.
they sure do. Yep.
I don't know how in the damn hell they know it, but they know it at all times.
I tell you, I got one that'll do the opposite because he don't want to quit. If he knows where I'm at, that sumbitch, I don't give a damn. I could be up there going to cut him off, and I'll holler, and he'll turn around and go the opposite way. No one good. Yeah, I mean, you know what he's doing, but now he's going to go run. And now when he gets done doing his thing, he'll come straight up to, I mean, no matter where I'm at. I've left and stayed gone for 6 hours and then come back. And like you said, he'll pop right out in the middle of the road. And I'm like, how the hell do you know I was here?
I think it's a bond we have.
Yeah.
That we create over time with them dogs, because you're right, you know, like going down to the grocery store and you go past something, you get an uneasy feeling, and you see 3 days later he's arrested for child pornography or some old,
oh yeah,
you know, some old bullshit. You know, I think that's part of like that unseen shit, you know, in that bond, and that's how they know you worried, and that's how they know all that shit like that. You know? It's in the subconscious somehow or another.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely something different.
Well, that definitely makes a difference. Talking about that bond, I try to have a bond with all my dogs. That I was told a long time ago, you can have a prisoner or a partner. And
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like these yard dogs I got, you think they go bay all the time. So sorry, some of the bitches won't get off the board. But if I crank that side by side, you better not be in the way. They're going to have dog tracks on you. They're going to run you over. Because they know when they get bait, daddy's coming. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They won't go hunting hardly nothing unless I go. They'll lay around here for weeks at a time, taking up good air, eating up good dog food. But when I get ready to go and I crank that side by side, or I come outside with some kind of broomstick or something in my hand, every time a bitch they hit the wood, gone.
Yep.
I don't know. They just know. No.
Yeah, they definitely do. That's that intuition, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of dogs that I have, and I know y'all do too, that I've never caught a damn thing, and how they know what I want. Like, I mean, they just pick it up, just from being around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, of course, I don't imagine anybody does. My son's, big on having a good handle on his dogs, but I don't go for that handle right off the bat.
No.
Especially
Oh,
for
no,
one
you'll
that
ruin that stomach. You'll ruin him. He won't leave your damn feet if you put too much handle on it.
Nope.
Yeah, but that handle just comes natural.
It should.
Yeah, that's...
By 3 years old, they ought to be good,
Yeah, that...
Yep.
Honestly, that's what I was going to say. A two-year-old to 3-year-old dog that you've handled and you've hunted and you carried him, let him be a dog and do his thing. Generally, I mean, they'll load in a box, they'll unload. They know to come when they're called. Most of them know what the tone button and all that is without doing a whole lot, is what I mean.
Right.
I've seen guys go out there in the yard every evening and do it. And I have done it when I work protection dogs. That's a whole different deal.
Well, that's a different story. Yeah, that's a different
deal.
Story.
These hunt dogs, I just let them hunt. I don't care if they I don't care if they get in a box. I don't care none of that shit. When I tell them, hey, this is where we're going, and I step to the side, I want them to be pushing me out of the way, and I want them to go do their thing. And they ain't got to go fast. They just got to go.
Yeah. When you say that dog's name, if he don't turn and look at you, you ain't spending enough time with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. I told a guy that the other day. He said he's got a dog, and he wound up getting another dog, and both of them got the same name. I said, well, change the name. He said, how's he going to know who I'm talking to? Shit. Spend some time with him. And he was like, well, I don't see how you do. I said, you think that Walker dog was named White Boy Rick when I got him? I said, hell no. He just comes when I call. He don't even know what his name is. He's coming because we have a bond. He trusts me, and he knows I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Yep. That's like these yard dogs. They not going to go out on that road. There's a road in there about 2.5 miles from here. They going to run whatever it is to that road. They ain't caught that dog because they know I'm not going over there. The hell with I can get more yard dogs. I didn't pay nothing for them. I just ride around the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna burn all that gas. Look at that speeding hazard. They were not being tracked.
That's right.
If they don't come home that night, that's less I gotta feed. Save money like that. Yeah. I know that sounds cruel, but my old daddy, man, I used to try to baby them dogs and worried over them sore stomach, and my daddy killing more deer and catching more hogs than anybody with a bunch of bullshit around there that he didn't pay nothing for. If he tell me things come home and said, good, we ain't got to feed them.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
And he meant it. Hey, look, one time when that 220 first come out, everybody had a 220. Daddy dug right there in the coffee table and found an old Prime Star remote. And he duct taped it to a fork and squeaked on limb. And every time somebody passed him, he run a deer dog. Hey, every time somebody passed him, he get that somebody out and go to the button for that Prime Star, putting it to his ear like a phone. And everybody, they didn't even realize he was clowning them. He was killing more deer with that Prime Star remote duct tape with that stick on something.
That's funny as hell.
Using $10,000 in shit, because he was a dog man and we won. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was hunting.
He was just letting them go, letting them do their thing. And that's when I spent $50,000 to figure that out. To do what he's been telling me to do for 35 years for free.
Yeah, sometimes the best. That's how
what a tangle web we weave.
Yep.
Hey, what a tangle web we weave, boys. Ain't no shit.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no doubt. We got any good stories going on, Mr. Bobby? Good hunting story or something? I said you got a good one now. Not don't be lying. You know what I mean? Tell the truth.
Well,
that ain't gonna be no good then. It ain't gonna be no good. You start telling the truth.
The reason I thought about it is because I've listened to enough of your podcast to know you was going to ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about the stories I was going to tell, and I actually got two that I think that play into each other, I guess. So, my most memorable story, I guess, would be talking about my son, Sladen. That's my middle son, the one that's eat up with the hog dogs. He's been following me around since he was old enough to keep up. And when he was 5 years old, it was the motor dogs I had, of course. I'd never had any, and I was still in plenty good shape at this time of my life, and I never had any problems with my back before. Never had any problems with my back again. My back is not something that's ever been a problem. But this particular morning, my wife's grandpa has a considerable amount of pasture land, and there's always hogs coming up in that pasture, so we can always drive around the edge of that pasture. There's a creek running at the back of it that butts up to some government land, and we can find where them hogs cross the creek and put in on them right there. And there was a big bunch of rooting back there, and I had a puppy, a younger dog, that I had got her out of the truck, and somehow or another got my finger stuck through that O-ring in her collar, and she went to trying to leave out on that rooting and twisted my finger up in that thing, and I'm trying to get her loose from the dog, and she's trying to get her loose from me, and somewhere or another I got my back wrenched in there where I couldn't hardly stand up straight. Man, It wasn't 5 minutes, and they was bathed. And so I get him out of the truck, and granted he's 5 years old, and we go heading out through the woods, and there's an old house or barn or something, an old settlement out there that was here long before I was, and it had fell down to the ground, and just the peak of the roof was sticking up, and that hog was backed up in that gable roof. And I had a bulldog back then, and I'll never have another like him. Never wore a vest, never got cut, and never missed. I mean, best bulldog ever owned. And would walk off lead. We walked in there, and then I had two dogs in there baying that hog in that roof. And I'd see them dogs come slinging out of that hole, and that hog would run out, and he'd back right back up in there. And I seen him, and it's still today the biggest hog we've ever caught. And I was, trying to time him when he'd come out where I could send that bulldog in there. And let me back up a minute. When I seen how big he was, I picked Sladen up and put him in the tree. and because I didn't know what was going to happen. We was pretty close to him, and that hog run out there, and I sent that bulldog, and he caught him, and when he caught him, them two cur dogs caught him, and he just took off with them. I mean, they was hung, and he was dragging them, and he drug them away, and I take off chasing them. He gets down in a creek that's not completely dry, but not got the water in it neither, and he's suction down in there in that mud, and I done hurt my back, and I can't get a dig down in there to leg him and get him tied, and Slayton is in the tree just screaming his head off, "Daddy, Daddy!" and you know, all the commotion going on in there. He thinks I'm in there getting killed, and I got a little old case pocket knife, and I can't get this hog. The suction broke to get him up out of that mud, and I'm up on his back by this point, so I fiddle around there and get that pocket knife, and I had to whittle a hole in there to him and kill him, because that was the only way I was going to get out of this bind. And by the time, you know, they run him to where he was bayed, and by the time he run to that creek, we was a pretty good ways from the truck, and I get the hog killed and go back and get Slayton calmed down there, and he gets in there, and then the fiasco comes of getting the hog out, of course, because he's the biggest hog I've ever caught, and we got him out and weighed him. 363 pounds is still today my biggest, and that was a boar hog.
Mm-hmm. That's a good hog.
That big hog. Damn right.
So that goes into my other story, which y'all probably have read it if you read Tuskers. You know, I had some heart problems, and I'm 46 years old. I've had a quadruple bypass, and the bad thing about all of that is that I worked with a guy for, you know, I told you I worked in refineries for 20 plus years, and I worked with a guy for nearly all of those years who went in for the exact same thing that I went in for a month before I did it and didn't come out of the hospital. They diagnosed me and you know, said my heart was only working at 15%, and I had 4 coronary arteries blocked and needed a bypass, and I felt fine. I didn't have that. It was some other medical issues that led me to this, that they discovered this.
Damn.
So anyway, I was scared to get the surgery because I was afraid that the last thing I was going to do was lay on that table and count backwards from 10.
Yeah, that'd be
and
rough.
Everywhere, you know, because of what had happened to my friend. Everywhere I went to get another test, they'd always ask me, "Are you short of breath often?" No, I'm not short of breath ever. I don't know why y'all keep asking me that. But that year we was hunting. This has been a year ago that I've had the surgery. That year we was hunting, and we were catching a bunch of small hogs. And it's always a joke. I wrote in that article when I sent it in that I kind of sound like an idiot, saying that, you know, my son likes to catch hogs, but I only like to catch big rank boar hogs. I don't really talk like that, big rank boar hogs, but it's just a joke, you know. And so, you know, if I'm walking to a bay and I hear a pig start squealing, I just want to throw my hands down and turn around and go back to the truck.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, but anyway, it was I was going to check into the hospital on a Tuesday, and this was on a Saturday that we went hunting, and we hadn't had any luck catching any big hogs that year. I mean, we'd caught a few, but it wasn't near the numbers that I'm like to catch. And my son told me that morning, he said, I said, "This is going to be my last one for a while." And I still hadn't completely committed to doing this surgery. And he said, "Well, today we're going to catch big rank boar hogs." And we went to a place called the Mountain. It's some more of my wife's family's land, and we don't call it the Mountain for nothing. It's steep. And right out of the box, I mean, we bayed and sent the bulldogs from the truck because they were so close. And the bulldogs caught, and we went to running down there to the bay, and we got to running down the hill so fast we couldn't stop. And before it was over, and I'm talking about everybody, the hog, the bulldogs, the dogs, us, we all ended up in one big pile in a creek at the bottom of this fall that we had done. And because we couldn't stop. We was running so fast and tripping over stuff. And once we got to rolling down that hill, we couldn't stop. Anyway, we ended up getting that hog caught. It was about a 200-pound boar hog. And we got out of there and left and went up to a pond up there, let the dogs cool off, and they left from that pond, went and bait another one. This was another one about 200 pounds. We got in there and got that one caught. They left immediately from that one and went and bait another one, and we didn't catch that one, but I know it was also another big boar because some of the dogs that we had in there was baying, and they don't bait. So that day was the day before, the weekend before my surgery that I was trying to talk myself out of, and that was really what convinced me to go on and do it. Was, I wanted to be able to do that, and I wanted to be able to keep doing that with my son. So that, I guess the two stories kind of go together for me because me and him have been hunting together since he was 5 years old.
You can't beat that.
And just what he said was going to happen that day happened. And I was tickled pink, and it was me and him and one of his friends, and they was two 18-year-old boys, and here I am, 45, with all these heart problems they say I got, and I'm step for step with them, But I wanted to continue to be able to do that, so I went ahead and talked myself into going for the surgery, and most things came out fine on it. I'm not the same as I used to be, but I'm still hunting.
Hey, there you go.
If that don't light you fire, your wood's too damn wet, boys.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no doubt.
It sure is.
No doubt about it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey,
there.
I got a hunting story.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants, their partner to go hunting with them, right? I ain't never had one go. And I said, I'm going to try something different with this one. I told her, I said, I got a text message from this old girl over here on the other side of the Sabine River. Her old man done run off and left her, and she ain't got nobody to take her hunting. It's not about 8 o'clock. She's going to come over, and we're going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 7:45, my old lady done bought a new light, some snake boots, and she's ready to go hunt.
I bet.
So all you boys, you can't be, it ain't for the faint of heart. You tell one that.
Shit, no.
But if you want the old lady to go hunt with you, that works for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that.
You believe I did that?
I believe you would.
From a distance, rather than a 300-power steel sheet.
Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy. That's pretty good stuff there.
Well, we got us about an hour and 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, we've done pretty good on
30.
that. Yeah, I got an hour and 35, so we got a good hour and a half or so on there. Yeah, you got anything else y'all want to add to it? Are y'all good? Or?
No.
All right. What about you, Mr. Bobby? You good?
I'm good.
All right. Do you want to call anybody out and cuss them out or tell them how shitty their dogs are? You're welcome to do that. We don't discriminate.
No, not gonna find me doing that.
There's enough people that do it already. They got it covered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hear that. Yeah, I see that shit, and I'm like, why do y'all do that? Lord, they can't leave nothing alone. Hey,
the only thing a dog's got to do is suit you.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
That's it. That's it.
That's exactly right. And if more people would go with that and not worry about what somebody else is thinking, they'd be so much more happy with their dogs. They'd be more happy just in general.
Happiness is a choice.
Yes, sir.
It's not a feeling.
Mm-hmm. It damn sure is.
That's why I don't hunt with too many people, is because I'm very non-competitive, and all I want is for what I have to work for me the way that I want it to work. And I don't want to find myself saying, well, man, I wish I could have so-and-so's dogs. And I don't want them, going back and talking shit on mine, or me talking shit on theirs. I stay far away from talking shit on people's dogs. Me and my boy, we banter back and forth, of course, That's just we'll get a big old hog on camera, and I'll tell him I'll show Spook that picture, and we'll catch him in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just between me and him. But you're not gonna find me trashing nobody else's dogs. If they work for you, then great. You know, just like all these, you know, I mentioned I'm a deer hunter pretty much above all. And if you see all these age and score, would you shoot this buck? If you like him, shoot him.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he'll taste just like that other.
Well, I can tell you right now, they better not ask a age or a scored up, because a 1.5 year old button buck will get it. That son of a bitch, he will get folded up, son. I'm talking about, I don't give a damn. I got to throw a rock at him. He gonna get it.
Hey,
I went to Arkansas with Braxton. I went to Arkansas with Braxton. That's what I told him. He said, "Man, my dog's running a deer." I said, "Good. We're gonna eat."
Hell yeah. Hey, man giving me trouble about my dog. He said, he run down that road and grabbed his head up. I said, "Kid, I don't give a damn if he swung from the vine like Tarzan. As long as he got it."
That's right. That's right.
I can't help yours ain't smart enough to pull some shit like that.
Well, you know, I was telling you about that female July got. Man, all them dogs was in that thicket. Now, I mean, it's a big. When I say thicket, it's a cutover. It's a couple 1,000 acre block. You know, just of nothing. Hell, that old girl, she comes out and there's one main road that goes through it. And that old girl hits that main road and she runs down 1.5 miles, kicks up to the right, goes in there 380 yards and hits it right in the face. And them other old dogs, they're still behind trying to catch up to it. Hell, she done got it took care of. I said, well, that's a fox pen.
Better than y'all.
That's what I said. I said, hey, that was her first time ever turned loose.
Really?
She has never seen a hog ever until that day.
You better feed that something.
Listen, she's 5 years old, has never been on a hog. She will not touch a deer, though. He broke her off a deer, but she will run a coyote or a cat. And
damn, she's right.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well,
what's he ruin a good dog for?
That's what I said. I said, well, I ain't going to be too mad because I'm going to tell you, a fox, a coyote, or a bobcat, she will burn it up. And I'm fine with that.
It takes a pretty good dog to run a cat. I'll give it back to you.
Yeah. She'll get in there and if the mother dogs act right with her, I think we could have a little pack there, but they don't know how to swing out and get out on that cat. You know, they want to try to trail right behind it. And that old cat he's going to tree, he's going to bounce out, and he's just going to leave him. You know, he's just going to do it over and over and over. And, you know, we ain't going to be able to get to him. But now if he gets out, I think she catch him. She quick, boy. I like it, July. But all right, fellas, that I appreciate y'all 100,000%. That was some good stories. It's a good conversation.
10-4.
No doubt about it. So you got a outro you want to do, Pat, for your?
Hell, I ain't got nothing but the habit.
Well,
I wasn't ready.
That honestly,
I'll work on it.
That's our best one.
I tell you, everybody just PM what y'all want to talk about, and we'll talk about it. And that's it. I mean, this is the people's show. I mean,
yep.
If we ain't got no content, it ain't our fault.
That's
exactly right. We can only tell the same old story so many times, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got one guy that he sent in a thing for us to do, and I just noticed it. And I'll send it to you. If I hadn't,
we'll get it on the next.
And we'll get on the next one. And I just told one guy a while ago, he tried to call me, and I told him, I said, buddy, we're recording right now. He's like, well, man, call me back to me. And I was like, dude, I've worked 11 hours, almost 12 hours today doing construction. Then I get home and do this, do that. When I get done, I'm fixing to grab me a bite to eat and I'm going to bed.
Hell yeah.
So, but now all jokes aside, man, I appreciate y'all. And can't wait to do it again.
All right, so we'll see you.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good one.
All right, y'all too.
All right. All right. That was Uncle Pat and Mr. Bobby Fiscus. He sounds like a lot of places they're hunting is very similar to what we're hunting. And the guy I was talking about earlier, my niece's boyfriend, his name's Ian. His little dogs, excuse me, they seem to be fitting in very well here in this terrain. So, it's one of those deals where terrain, geographical location, we talk about it all the time. It plays a big part. If you live somewhere where there's a lot of hogs, and they're, I ain't gonna say easy to catch because anything can happen, but you have a better chance of catching them with a hot nosed cur dog, and you can catch them within a half a mile or less. Hey, I wish I could do that. And there's certain times we can, and it's fun. But there's a lot of times where, it's like we concentrate more on just how good of a dog can we conjure up. And that's where we're at with it now. So, but hey, we appreciate y'all listening, and we'll get Uncle Pat. He'll get him an outro and everything set up. And if y'all want to ask questions, still same old thing. Y'all just private message him. Let him know this is his own segment now. So there's going to be less and less of me on this. So I'm just letting y'all hear this right now. So that way y'all know. And it's I'm just kind of helping keep it rolling right now until they get the reins in their hands full, and they're going to roll with it, baby. We all on the same team. I want to see everybody win. Till next time, we'll see y'all.